Smart home devices keep getting crazier and crazier. We've got things like egg-shaped indoor gardens. We've got robotic, I don't know, evil alien looking air purifiers. All kinds of crazy stuff, and they keep getting wilder and wilder. And I'm going to cover a bunch in this video, so make sure you stick around. We're talking about smart home and different appliances. There's a lot of options out there. And while there's things like, refrigerators and microwaves and ovens and all that good stuff, we're not testing that around here, at least not yet. But the appliances I did test this year would be one of them is a garden called Plantaform. So it's an indoor smart garden. It looks kind of like an egg sort of situation, but it's got a vertical column and they come with different pods and they've got lettuce, they've got edible flowers, they've got herbs, they've got a bunch of different options you can get. And you put them into the kit, into the Plantaform. You fill it with water and it's got plant food and it does the whole thing for you. When you get it set up, you tell it what you planted and it goes through and manages the whole thing. It tells you when to water it, tells you when to add water, it tells you when it's ready to pick, and it maintains it all. It's got UV and LED lights within it to mimic the sun outside. And if it knows, you tell it where you're at, like what your zip code is, it also will sync it with the outside so the lights are on during the day and off at night. So it's a really, really cool option there. If you have a garden, we've got herbs in it right now. So it's got basil and parsley. I think it's got oregano and it's got cilantro in it. And we've been using that now for a few months and they grew really fast. We keep picking them off and keep going. So great option there to check that out if you're interested in having some fresh vegetables in your house, especially during the winter months. So in my basement, we've got a wood stove down here. Living in the country is always dust and things flying around. So getting good air quality in your house is important. And so I've been using a few things and I've got a review coming up for the Airthings Smart Sense air sensor. It's a really, really unique device as it covers a lot of different air quality things from, you get your standard air particulate, your VOCs, organic matter and all that kind of stuff. So it tracks that, also tracks temperature and humidity, but it also does radon. So I've had it in my basement in here I was running it for 6 to 9 months or so. And the radon seemed a little bit high. We were doing a lot of work in the basement as far as renovating it and remodeling some things. And so I kind of wrote a lot of it off. But once we got that done, it still stayed high. And so I reached out to a radon mitigation company, had them test it, and we had to do radon mitigation. So it's a smart sensor with a lot of really great features into it. I'm going to tell you more about it in my review that I have coming up. So don't make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss that. It's a really good option to have for that. But with that, Airthings also has air purifiers, so you can actually set those up and have it linked together. So while it has its own sensors within it to automatically adjust its fan speeds and things like that based on what it detects in the air, you can also link it to the SmartSense sensor, and they will kind of work together to help mitigate air problems as well. Aside from just being a really good air purifier, it looks nice. It isn't going to stand out and look like an ugly piece of equipment in your house. So it looks really nice. It works well. Even on high speed, it's pretty quiet. So that review is coming up as well. If you want an air purifier that can handle a large space, the Dreame air purifier is the way to go. It is a wild looking air purifier. It looks like no other air purifier I've ever seen in my life. But it can cover a massive space. It can do up to 1,900 square feet in about an hour. And it moves a lot of air. It's a 360-degree filter system around it. The head of it has got a screen in the middle of it that tells you where you're at as far as like the air quality. It moves around, it can follow you. So it's got a lot of features in it. A review on that's coming as well. Super long lasting filter, but that's definitely one to check out if you've got a large space you're trying to keep the air fresh in. I always like to find things that I put in my house that serve more than just a single function, single purpose. So when I was asked to test out the DecorTech Bluetooth end table, I was like, okay, what's this about? So it's a nice looking end table. It's got a fabric wrapped outside on it, a tripod style foot or leg base on it. And the top of it is a plastic glass look on the top of it. Pretty clean look, but it's got a wireless charger built into it. So it's a wireless charging top. It's got controls to manage the speakers because there's a Bluetooth speaker built into it. So you can press pause, play, and all that stuff on the device itself. In the back, there is also an FM antenna. So it's got radio. It's got USB for charging devices out of it. So you can charge wirelessly. So it's a really cool looking device. It has a lot of extra features to it. So if you're looking for something for whether it's a bedroom, maybe you're a college student, just set it beside your end table in your media room or something like that. It's definitely want to check out and get a little extra features out of it. Just being an end table, right? And one more thing, it's not really a home tech appliance, but it stays in my home and it's smart. But it's the eufy UV E1 Resin Printer. So this is one you've probably seen videos for this around all over the place. And I've had this for a while, but I had an issue with my pre-production model, and we did some testing. I finally got it going again. So I'm working on getting a review of that done shortly. But I want to go ahead and tell you a little bit about it. I've shown it to you once before, but if you're looking for somebody or yourself that likes making all sorts of different crafts, whether it's an Etsy store for crafts or you're doing a team store for your local high school or college or whatever, but you can print resin stickers that you can put onto things that are going to stay on there basically permanently. You can print directly onto loads of different materials: wood, ceramic, metal, canvas. You can print large form stickers that can put onto things like skateboards and frisbees and laptops and all this kind of stuff. So a lot of great options. On top of just printing great images, super high quality images, you can also do it in 3D because it's resin. It's going to go through different layers, and you can put in a 2D image of. Now I put in one of my dog. Put that in there, and it analyzes the image and then builds up layers and has different layers, and it makes it a 3D image. So it's a really, really cool option if you're looking to do some custom products for gifts, for a store, for a team, whatever it may be. Definitely check out eufy's UV E1 printer. In my outdoor video, I talked about power stations. So again, if those are portable power stations, some large, some small, so it gives you electricity in different forms and different output options on a mobile way. Now, I also want to talk about some portable power stations that are not meant to necessarily be mobile. So I covered this. This was my very first video I ever did, but it is EcoFlow's Smart Home Panel 2 paired up with the EcoFlow's Delta Pro 3 power station and expandable battery. So what these do, while the Pro 3 and its battery are portable and meant to roll around and do all kinds of stuff, I've got them set up in the configuration with my smart panel. So those two are connected together, and then they run to the smart panel, which acts as a sub electrical panel. So different parts of my house are run directly through that, and it connects to my home main panel, and they're all interconnected to the grid. The cool thing about it is that there's a storm or something happens and I lose power, it automatically switches over to battery power and powers those circuits that are on there. So I've got things like my refrigerator, my air conditioner, freezer, and a few of those things like that I want to make sure I have power if I was to lose electricity. So all those immediately switches over to those batteries. And the great thing about it is there's also a cutoff, and so that it will not send backfeed power through the grid to cause potential issues in either linemen or anybody working outside in the electrical system. It won't send power back. That is an issue with some different hookups for whether it is a traditional sub generator or a backup battery. You need to make sure you have a cutoff so that you're not backfeeding into the system. So this has that built into it, but you can also manage it all through the app. It's smart. So the cool thing is if there's a storm coming, it knows where I live, knows my zip code. And if there's a storm coming, it will automatically charge my batteries up to 100. So typically it keeps them right around 80%. But if it knows a storm's coming, it'll go and charge them up to make sure I have the full capacity. And it does that through the grid automatically. But you can connect them to solar panels to give them power daily and save money while not pulling power from the grid. So you can charge them and keep them powered up over solar if that's something you have the ability to do. Well, there you go. That's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. There's so many cool smart home devices out there that many people don't know about. We're used to things like light bulbs and robot vacuums and stuff like that now. But getting things like the EcoFlow Smart Home Panel 2 with the batteries to make sure your phone stays powered up in emergencies. We've got air quality monitors that can link up and send reports that track things like radon to help you know if you're breathing in harmful things. So we got a whole bunch of stuff out there now. So if you have any questions or there's any products you're wanting to see or questions about, let me know. I'd be happy to see if I can get my hands on and check them out for you. Leave a comment down below. Try to answer any questions you have. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, the bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. We got all kinds of cool stuff coming. So thanks for sticking around. Look forward to seeing the next one.